This video is about good setting out for asterisk questions. These are the ones who you get explicitly rewarded for how well you communicate your reasoning. Now, to demonstrate this, I'm going to do a problem cold. It's one from the mock. It's about Martin putting the gravel on his driveway. Now, I'm going to do this question cold, so I might have to pause just to have a think from time to time, but hopefully I'll be able to model all the good practices that I'm always advising people to follow. Now, he's got a rectangular driveway. I'm a big fan of copying things out, just in order to get in the groove. Obviously, you've got to make a judgment about how much space you have. But we've got our 4 meters there, 11 meters there for his rectangular driveway. I'm also a big fan of just doing little calculations, even if you're not already asked for them. Just helps you get in the groove and make sure that you're ready to spot if an answer is unrealistic. Now, what now? Apparently, he's going to cover this driveway with gravel. It's going to be 6 centimeters deep. So here's an alternative diagram. So the top is 44 meters squared because of the 4 by 11. This use of arrows to indicate the reach of a measurement is very much advised. This is 6 centimeters. Straight away I notice a mismatch there, meters versus centimeters, so writing what that measurement is in meters is a good idea. Now, there's absolutely no harm. I haven't even read the question yet, but this will be really, really quick, especially in a calculator paper. The volume of the driveway is going to be 44 times 0.06. Now, I'm always telling people to label their working. This is an example of that. And that can be done on a calculator. So I'm just working out now. So it's 2.64 meters cubed. Okay, now all that was without me even having read the question. I just thought that it would help me understand what was going on if I did those calculations, especially since in a calculator paper it doesn't take you that long to do. Now I'm going to read on with the question. The question now says, gravel is sold in bags. There's 0.4 meters cubed of gravel in each bag. And each bag is 0.4 meters cubed, and its cost is 38 pounds. This is an example of lining things up vertically, which helps the reader read what you're doing. And notice how I haven't used equal signs. Little colons are perfectly good. You only stick equal signs in between two things that you want to say are equal. Okay. Apparently there's a discount, it says. there's a 30% discount. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write actual cost of a bag of gravel is, and again I'm going to try and line it up with what I had before. It's going to be £38 minus 30% of £38. 10% is 3.8. 30% is 11.4, I think. Yep, 11.4. Therefore, actual cost is, I think, 26.6 per bag. Now, because there's lots of information about the bag on the table, I'm going to put the information I can really rely on in boxes, just so my eye is drawn to it. So a bag of gravel, 0.4 meters. The volume of the driveway is 2.64 cubic meters, and the actual cost of gravel is 26.6 pounds per bag. Everything else on the page is just working to get to those figures. So they're the main three figures that I want, which is why I put them in boxes. The management consultancy I used to work for always used to say that decisions about business were basically the 4 operations. This was when he was asked whether you had to be good at maths in order to become a management consultant. And he said it's basically just about timesing, dividing, adding and subtracting. Everything else is just basically a fancy version of those, which means all you have to do is pick from a list of 4 which of these you want to use. And the only way you'll get it wrong is if you do stuff in the wrong order. So I'm guessing that the question is going to be how much it costs him to put the gravel on his driveway. Yeah, it is. Okay, so which of the 4 operations with my 4 boxed figures is going to do that? Well, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a divide by. Okay, so here I go. Bag of gravel needed is, I think, 2.64 divided by 0.4. Now in a calculator paper, that's dead easy. I'm just going to demonstrate how to do it in a non-calculator paper. It's 2.64 over 0.4, which is 26.4 over 4. I just times top and bottom by 10. And dividing by 4 is the easiest thing in the world. You just halve twice. So that's 13.2 over 2, which is, I think, if you halve 13, you get 5. So that'll be 6.6. So what bag needed is 6.6. Now, multiple choice out of 4, which of the operations would I use? It's now multiplication. You've got 26.6 pounds per bag and you need 6.6 bags. I don't think he can buy 6.6 bags, so he'll need to buy 7. So total cost is um, 7 times 26.6, which is 186.2 pounds. Okay, so let's just look back at the key features of my doing with this problem. The first is I did something even before I'd read the question just to get in the groove. I did a bit of an area. I was not precious about my diagram. I was more than happy to improve it. Started out 2 dimensions, then it became 3 dimensions. Even this little calculation I did before I'd really read the question, I'm not sure I'd advise too much of this in a time-pressured exam, but a little bit of it is always good because doing these little calculations helps you get in the groove and prepares you for working out if your answer is realistic. Now, my answer, I think, of about £200 is perfectly realistic. So that's good. Now, here you'll see me avoiding the use of equal signs where they're not appropriate. I was trying to line my figures up because it makes it much easier to read. Accepting that I needed to do little subsidiary calculations to prevent my eye being drawn to things that are not realistic. Whenever I came across something that I was pretty sure was going to be used in the final calculation, I put it in a box so my eye is drawn to it. Here I was just making the point that these questions about how much money something costs, which are very popular in the GCSE, they're all just about picking from among the 4 operations. And in this question, we used divided by to work out the bags of gravel needed. Got to use your common sense here. Think about what the problem is actually. Not many businesses allow you to buy fractions of a bag. That's why you actually need 7. So always link it back to the actual situations to make sure your answers are realistic. That's not just about whether they're too big or small, it's about whether they're whole numbers or not whole numbers. And so here's the final timesing. So this question used dividing by and timesing, and that's the answer.
Still porridge.